Welcome back to another video on the channel. If you clicked this video, summer's coming up for you. Maybe you're already in summer and you don't want this summer to be like all the rest. You want this summer, this 3 months, 2.5 months to be life-changing. And from experience, you can make it life-changing. 2 to 3 months of pure time to yourself, no school, no, maybe you have a job, but nothing with crazy responsibility, nothing that's like school or specific events you have to go to, weekend games, sports are off. You have so much free time. Like you don't know how much free time you have in summer especially. You have so much free time. You have 24 hours. Let's say you sleep maybe 7. What does that leave you? 16 hours. So you've 17 hours. Sorry, my math. 17 hours of pure time to yourself. Maybe you spend 2 of those eating. Okay? So you've 15 hours to change your life, and that stacks up every day for 3 months. You can genuinely, and I'm gonna tell you the first step into this whole thing. You know what you want to be in the end, right? You need to have an end goal for the summer. So maybe you want to get more physically, you want to get in the gym. Okay? So I want you to first thing, you get a pen or a pencil and you get a notebook. Okay? You get a pen, a pencil, and a notebook, or just some sort of pages where you can write. You write at the top of the page. If you have it now, like if you're watching this on your desk, get the pen, get the notebook now. As I'm speaking, write this. Goals, end of summer. And you're gonna put the date, the deadline. You have to give yourself a deadline. This is mentally, it just kind of helps you. It helps you a lot mentally with saying, okay, I have until this date to complete what I want to complete. So you're gonna put summer, goals, deadline, date. Maybe it's like August 15th, okay? And you're gonna list some of your goals that you want to complete. So maybe it's like, I want to do 10 I want to be able to do 10 push-ups. If you're more advanced, maybe it's, I want to be able to do a muscle up. Maybe it's like, I want to make my high school varsity team by the end. So I want to be skilled enough to make that team. Maybe it's, I want to make $10,000. Maybe it's, how much do you want to weigh by the end of it? What do you want to learn? So I want to learn how to trade stocks and shares. Could be whatever. I want to learn to do a backflip on the trampoline. And you're going to write all these goals down. Step 1. So you could pause the video, whatever, write it down, and come back to the video when you're ready. Okay, now that you've written the goals, you're going to think about each one. So you're not just going to write them down, you're actually going to think about each one. Okay, weight journey. Let's say you want to gain or lose weight. How? You ask yourself how. So you look at each goal and you say, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? Okay? So for the first one, you look at your paper and ask yourself, what are the steps? And you break it down. So then you're going to write next to it or underneath it, weight journey, how? And you're going to write the steps now. So maybe it is download Cal AI, where you can take a picture of all your meals and you can see how much calories they are. Maybe it's, I want to get my fitness up. So what am I going to do? I'm going to run maybe 5 to 15 minutes every day. And I'm going to do a cool down and I'm going to do a warm-up stretch. And I'm going to do that for 2 months, and then I'm going to up it to half an hour. So you need to look at your goals, and then you need to plan each one. How are you going to do each one? Okay? When I tell you, if you want to accomplish anything, 2 to 3 months. Sorry about the wind. Wait for it. 2 to 3 months is genuinely all you need. If you spend 2 to 3 months locked in on something, cut out the bad habits. So you have your goals, and now you have the how the steps on how you're gonna get there. You're gonna list down all the bad habits that you are currently doing. So maybe it's I'm playing video games for 2 hours a day. Maybe it's for breakfast I'm eating Lucky Charms. Because intrinsically we know what bad habits are, right? I don't need to tell you that eating chips every day is bad. You know that. I don't need to tell you that video games for 5 hours a day is bad. You know this. I don't need to tell you that 4 hours of sleep a day is not a good thing. Prioritize the good habits, okay? So you're gonna write down all the bad habits you're doing, and you're just gonna cut them off. So I don't even need you to write down the good habits. I need you to write down the bad habits. Write down all of your bad habits that you're currently doing on a day-to-day basis. And once you've written that down, you can play the video back, you can press pause, play again. Now that you've written down goals, steps, bad habits, you're gonna look at all the list of bad habits that you're doing and you're gonna cut them out of your day. Maybe you have 10, so you start with cutting down 5. Start small, because if you jump right into all of it, you're gonna get overwhelmed psychologically. It's gonna be less successful in the end. You're gonna cut down 5 if you have 10. If you have 5, cut down 3. If you have 3, you can cut them all out. Okay? So now you have goals, how, steps, bad habits. And by the end of all this, you should have some sort of direction. When you wake up in the morning, you want to be motivated. When you wake up in the morning, your first thought, I'm telling you, when your first thought is getting up and excited about doing something productive, it changes your life. When your first thought when you wake up in the morning is not to get on your phone, it changes your life. Genuinely changes something in you. And this can be for 3 months, and if you go super serious for the next 3 months, your life will change. If you go 100% locked in for the next 3 months, you will be indescribable. You will be a different person in the next 3 months. I promise you that. I promise you that. And if you've done all of it at the end of 3 months and you're not who you want, at least you progressed in everything else. At least you didn't decline into a sludge pit of degeneracy. So comment down below if you made it this far. And I want to keep you guys accountable. So subscribe. I'm gonna upload a video in within the next week about this, updating how you guys are doing, seeing if you guys are really being self-accountable, and if you have any thoughts during 3 months of like self-doubt, things are going up and down, write it down in your journal. Everything, write it down, get it out, okay? So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. I promise you 3 months will change your life. Peace.